The fans are probably wondering what direction John Morrison's career is going to head in. I don't have the answer for you as of right now. As I said, we're following John Morrison on Twitter. I recently read a report on ProWrestling.com about the probability of him leaving. That's why I'm doing this audio commentary, and I've talked about it in different columns that I wrote throughout the internet for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke, available in our column archives here on our website. And the most likely outcome of all of this is John Morrison is going to be released from his duties as a WWE superstar and given the best in his future endeavors on WWE.com. WWE.com is the easy way out to release a talent nowadays. Although they say that WWE superstars don't expect the releases, it just kind of catches them off guard. I think that this is going to be one thing that's going to catch us off guard, but I think we can, foresee it coming. I can really foresee it coming. I didn't need to read the report of John Morrison leaving WWE. It's an article that I posted in our news forum along with the 16,000 other articles that have been posted through the last 13 years or more. I think that this is something you don't need to read a report about. It's something that you can just be a judge of and kind of assume is bound to happen, and it's something that is definitely bound to happen. Unfortunately, it's going to happen, and we'll probably see Morrison again in ROH. Check them out at ROHWrestling.com for a bit of credibility that's trying to be restored to professional wrestling, although their wrestlers sometimes can get a bit out of control, and I know that from interviewing several of them here on HEW Entertainment. But I think we'll see Morrison again in TNA Wrestling. If there ever was a door of opportunity open for TNA Wrestling, it's now with the releases of people like Kozlov, Masters, and Perez, Melina, of course. I think that TNA Wrestling should capitalize on these opportunities, and it's something I made acknowledgement of for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke, where I made a statement where I believe the door of opportunity was open for companies like TNA and ROH to capitalize on signing superstars that WWE weren't pushing to their fullest potential. I mean, if you're going to focus on people like Barbara Blank for the Divas division to represent them for the next 5 years, and focus on Del Rio and Rhodes more than enough, I think that you're going to leave superstars like Morrison in the dark. It was better for them to be released 3 or 4 years ago if you knew you were going to do this with Del Rio. I mean, bringing people in like Del Rio and giving him so much hype is one thing, but leaving your superstars in the dark is an entirely different issue that I could go on for hours about. I recently saw a match between Del Rio and Morrison, and the match was about 3 minutes in length, and the end result was Morrison tapping out to the cross arm breaker. Is this a way to use one of your greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time since the days of Jeff Hardy? I mean, for Christ's sake, making him lose to Del Rio in 3 minutes? You could have easily had a 10-minute long match with Morrison actually putting up a fighting effort, but you didn't. So obviously there is something wrong with the way WWE are booking talents. DiBiase's another one who is a great fan favorite now. I'm glad he's made the transition from being a hated superstar into a beloved one. But it seems like being a babyface now in the WWE is not the way to go. If you're not a heel, it seems like WWE don't have a lot of faith in you, and that's the unfortunate thing and one of the biggest problems. One of the biggest issues, I think, that needs correction, but like everything in life, there's always going to be something in wrestling happening that's going to need some form of correction that'll never be corrected. If you have an opinion on John Morrison's potential release from WWE, you can find us on Facebook by joining the conversation, and on YouTube at youtube.com JonathanClarke22. As I said, we got a lot of great videos up there. A look at the Intercontinental Championship and the restoring of prestigious to it, the release of Melina, an interview with Spider Vidro, a look at the Ladder Match 2 DVD, Crash and Burn, which is a great DVD to pick up, and the Greatest Rivalries DVD, which is coming out in the next couple of weeks, featuring a look at Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart from the late 90s. It's going to be something worth checking out, but I think that things in wrestling now are taking a turn for the worse. The dark days of professional wrestling is a name that we can put on this phase I think that the wrestling industry is going through. And if you have an opinion, you can also shoot us an email to hewwrestling@hotmail.com, and you can also send us an article if you want to post in our news center by clicking on Send Us News at the top of our news center and clicking on Send Us Your Wrestling News. It's a button once you're directed to the page where you can actually send us news. You can forward it to hewwrestling@hotmail.com in the meantime if you don't want to go that way around it. It's just very, very unfortunate that this is happening for someone like John Morrison. Melina just recently got released. She's made acknowledgement of it on her Facebook and her Twitter. The information on how you can follow Melina is available in an article that I wrote about her release and the release of John Morrison is something that is bound to happen at any given time. So don't be surprised if you go on WWE.com over the next little while and read about the unfortunate circumstance of his release, because it's something that is bound to happen on any given date. But thank you so much for checking out this week's installment of HEW Entertainment Variety Radio. I guess the only thing left to be said about Morrison's situation right now with WWE is that his career is definitely on a downward spiral, and I guess we can wish John Morrison all the best in his future endeavors if a release does come from all of this unfortunateness. And hopefully he will make the most of any opportunity that he's given following his run with WWE. It appears to be his last run, and I think he's just sitting around waiting for his contract to expire. We'll be bringing you all the information on the happenings in the world of professional wrestling, so stay tuned to our Twitter page, especially at HEW Entertainment Jonathan Clarke 1, and our official website. Don't forget to check out a copy of the newsletter that's released every month and a list of updates that happen each month in our news form at the front of the website, where you can pick up a copy of the monthly newsletter and get information on site updates. And definitely, if you have an opinion, join the conversation on our Facebook at facebook.com Jonathan Clarke. So until I talk to you again, stay safe no matter where you may be listening to my voice this afternoon, and take every day as it comes, because you never know what each day is going to bring. Keep enjoying professional wrestling, as I've always said over the last 13 years. It's an ever-evolving sport. Well, there's always going to be something new and innovative to talk about, and John Morrison's potential release is no exception. We will talk to you soon. Follow me on Twitter at HEW Entertainment Jonathan Clarke 1, and I will see you very soon. So long for now. I'm Jonathan Clarke.
On behalf of every wrestler who wanted to be hardcore more than they wanted to be a superstar, on behalf of everyone who lived the dream, fought the fight, and never gave up hope, the tribe of extreme has risen again! This time we're going to pour our Kool-Aid down the throats of a new global audience that's going to learn that it all started here tonight. We're on pay-per-view tonight. We're back on national TV in a lot better deal than we used to have on Sci-Fi this Tuesday night. Guys, this didn't happen because of Paul Heyman. This didn't happen because of Vince McMahon. This happened because of you. I mean, my God, if ever the phrase by popular demand ever rang true, and on behalf of every single one of us from the bottom of my heart, thank you! 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 better than Monday Night Raw. I almost forgot something. I promise you, I will be the Messiah of the New Breed Unleashed, the Rabbi of the Revolution, the swinging schlong of the Extreme. Now we go back to where we were. This is better than Monday Night Raw. This is better than Friday Night SmackDown. Welcome to the rebirth of ECW.
Sometimes I just wish people would stop living in the past. Oh my God, the days of ECW are over and done with, but people are refusing to move on. And what better way to move on than by listening to HEW Entertainment Variety Radio with me, Jonathan Clarke, every week on the official website of HEW Entertainment. You're listening to HEW Entertainment Variety Radio with me, Jonathan Clarke. Now let's hear it. HEW, HEW, HEW. Am I getting through to you? I didn't think so.
Van Dam up top! We need a ref out and go! Yeah! Rob Van Dam! Going from parallel to perpendicular in midair for the 5-star frog splash! Come on, ref! Get up, Patrick! Get him up! Wake him up, Rob! We need a... Hey, man, what the... Cover! What the hell? Yeah! I guess! All right! Did we just see what I thought we just saw? Rob Van Dam just pinned the winner and new ECW champion, Rob Van Dam! All right!
Is extreme.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in-depth discussions, debates, and interviews with wrestling's top stars, past and present. When you think wrestling, think WrestleZone. WrestleZone.com.
He considers himself God's gift to wrestling, and millions of his faithful agree. With nearly 4 hours of footage and exclusive commentary and matches, this DVD chronicles Daniel's rise from Chicago's Windy City Wrestling to the Asylum in Nashville, and finally to the top of TNA. TNA Home Video presents Heaven Sent, Hell Bound, the best of Christopher Daniels. Available at most retailers and TNAWrestling.com.
Hey, you right there, the one listening to this show. While you're tuning into this broadcast or when you read the news on WrestleZone.com, are you forming opinions of it all?